Hello kids, welcome to the session at Learn Forward platform by Feathercap. I'm your English facilitator Garima Singh to make your learning easy and fun. So let's begin. Hope you all are ready with your English book Fly High Grade 3. Now we'll be starting with chapter 1 that says a promise to keep. We all know that if we promise, so we should stand by it, and in case if you're not able to keep up the promise, keep up the commitment, then it is like that we are a promise breaker, right? And then nobody can trust us. So in this chapter we are going to read about a story. It's a story about a little girl who gets his hair shaved off for the sake of her promise to give company to a boy in her class. Right, so we'll read about it. Now we have a small activity. How would you feel in the following situations? Your father promised that he would take you to the park on Sunday morning, but on Sunday he said that he had some work to do, and so he would take you next Sunday. On the following Sunday, he again made another excuse. So now they've given you a situation that, your dad promised you that this Sunday he's going to take you to the park, but then unfortunately, due to some commitments, he was not able to do so. So he says that, he'll take you to the park on the next Sunday. Now, how do you feel? How would you feel if your father, he promised and then he does not keep his words? Definitely we feel bad, right? We feel hurt. So we should all keep our promise, and we should try to make up the commitment we have done with the person, right? Be it your friend, be it your teacher, be it your parents, anybody. Okay, the next is your grandpa promised to buy you a sports watch if you scored above 90 in all the subjects. You worked very hard and scored above 90, but now your grandpa says that he will buy the sports watch only if you stood first in the class. So now see again, grandpa promised that, in case if you get above 90%, he'll give you a sports watch. But then when this child, he gets a percentage higher than 90, grandpa puts up some other condition that now if you stood first in the class, then only I'm going to give you a sports car. So how would you feel? Definitely we would feel betrayed. We'll feel as if, grandpa was not honest enough. We'll have, we'll get angry with him. We'll show some tantrums also. We'll feel bad also. So again, in this situation, grandpa did not keep his promise. Right? So we should all stand by the words, we should always stand by our commitments, and we should always keep our promise. So now let's start reading the story. You are not going to school without eating the chapati, said Sindhu's mother. So Sindhu's mother, she said that you are not going until and unless you eat the chapatis. But I don't like chapatis, mom. I like egg and toast for breakfast, Sindhu said. Now Sindhu, she says that, Mama, you know that I don't like chapati. I want bread and eggs. Can you make your daughter eat these chapatis, said Sindhu's mother to father. Then she went into the kitchen. Now the mother requested dad that you please take care of it and you tell her to finish the chapatis, and then she goes into the kitchen. Why don't you eat your breakfast? You are my darling, aren't you? Can't you see mom is angry? Have at least one chapati, said her father. Now father says that you are my darling, you are my sweet child. See, mama is angry right now, so it's better if you have one chapati. Okay, dad, I will eat the chapatis. If I eat these chapatis, will you promise to agree to what I ask for? Now the girl says, Sindhu says, okay, whatever you say, I'll do that, but then you have to make one promise. Excuse me. Sure, darling, that's a promise. They shook hands with each other. You shake hands with each other with your friends, so they shook hands with each other. Ask mom to make a promise too, Sindhu said. Her mother shook hands with her and muttered promise. Now, Sindhu says, Papa, you have to make a promise, and Mama too has to make a promise. So even Mama, she shook hand and she muttered. Muttered is when you speak very quietly and softly, right? So she muttered very quietly, she said, promise. Slowly and painfully, Sindhu finished eating the chapatis. Now, if you do not like anything and you have to eat it, you do not eat it voluntarily or happily. Either you just, swallow it, or it's just for the sake of mama, papa, because they've asked you to do it. But then we don't like it. So similarly, it was really, painful for Sindhu to have that chapati because she wasn't willing to have it. Then she went to her father and said, Dad, I want to have my head shaved this Sunday. Now, what was the promise? She just wanted that Sunday, this coming Sunday, Dad should help her in getting a head shaved. Shaving of head means when you get your hair removed. Her mother heard. Nonsense. She said angrily, You are a girl, you can't do that. Now, mother, she said, she was very angry that how can you do that? You're a girl and a girl needs to have big long hair. Sorry, long hair, right? Darling, why don't you ask for something else? I can't see you without hair, said her father. Now, father said, ask for something else because it will be not good for me to see you without hair, right? No, Dad, I don't want anything else, Sindhu said firmly. So firmly is with little possibility of movement securely. Firmly is, when you are very much sure that yes, it has to be done, right? You have always told me to be truthful and to keep my promises. So the girl says, Sindhu says that you've always taught me that one should be truthful, one should speak the truth, one should be honest, right? So now you have to keep your promise. Now, why are you not keeping your promise? She added. I think Sindhu is absolutely right. We must keep our promises, said her father. There was a smile on Sindhu's face. So now father agreed and he said, yes, we should keep our promise. Are you going to let her shave her head? Asked mother. Yes, we must keep our promise. Then she will learn to keep her promises. Sindhu, your wish will come true this Sunday, said her father. Now father said to mother that yes, if we have promised something, we should definitely fulfill it because this is the way Sindhu is going to learn from us. At present, if we do not stand by our words, if we do not make up our promise, then definitely even she is going to learn the same from us. Yes, we all do whatever we find our parents doing. We all learn from our family, right? So the parents said that yes, we should stand by our words so that Sindhu learns to keep her promise. On Monday morning, Sindhu's father dropped her at school. As she was walking into the school, a boy stepped out of a car and shouted, Sindhu, wait for me. Now, Monday morning, when dad, he went to drop Sindhu to school, what happens is a boy just came out of the car and shouted, Sindhu, just wait for me. Just then a lady stepped out of the same car. She walked up to Sindhu's father and said, Your daughter is a wonderful girl. She continued that this is my son Harish. He is suffering from cancer. Oh God. Now that lady, once Sindhu, she stepped out of the car. After some time, what happens is Sindhu's father, he saw that there was a lady who was stepping out of the another car, and she was very happy, and she said that your daughter is really wonderful, and that lady was mother of Harish. So Harish was Sindhu's friend, and Harish was suffering from cancer. She continued that this is my son Harish, he is suffering from cancer. He missed his classes for over a month. He lost all his all his hair because of the treatment. He did not want to come back to school. He feared that his classmates would make fun of him. Now Harish, because he was suffering from cancer, so he must be going through some treatments due to which, he suffered from hair loss. Now because there was no hair on his head, so he was really conscious and he was very upset that he will not go to school because, his classmates, they would make fun of him. Sindhu came to our house last week. She told him, don't worry, I'll take care of it. But I never imagined that she would shave off her lovely hair for the sake of my son. Your daughter is a noble girl. So the mother was so happy and she said that, last week Sindhu came to our place and she had a word with Harish and he said, don't worry, I'll handle everything. But then it was not expected that she would get her hair shaved off because she had very beautiful hair. And it is not easy to get your head shaved. Nobody can do that. So she added that your girl is a noble girl. She's a kind, honest girl. Sindhu's father couldn't say a word. Now his father was, her father was speechless. Why is it important to keep promises? Now, why do you think it is important to keep promises? You know, if we keep our promises, we can win the trust of others. And if we do not keep our promises, people will think that we are not honest and we cheated on them, right? So that was all about the story. It was really a very sweet story, and see how Sindhu helped her classmate Harish, right? So we all should help each other and we all should keep our promises. Now coming to the exercises, which of the following words is correctly spelled? So we need to find out the correct spelling of treatment. So which is the correct option? Absolutely correct, the B one. Next, which of the following words means the same as strongly? Correct, it is firmly. Now we have the extract, and based on that we need to answer. What did Sindhu ask her father to be done on Sunday? So what did she ask her dad? Yes, she said that on this Sunday she would like to get her head shaved. What was the mother's reaction on Sindhu's demand? Now, when mother heard it, she was really angry and she said, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Right? So she was not okay with it. Dash finished eating the chapatis. Sindhu, but it was not willingly, it was painfully she finished the chapati. Sindhu's mother got angry on listening her demand. Is it a correct sentence? Absolutely correct. Coming to the next. What did Sindhu say firmly to his father? She firmly said that, you know, you have to keep your promise and you will have to get my head shaved off this Sunday. So she was very clear. There was a smile on Dash face. So there was a smile on Sindhu's face. According to whom Sindhu was absolutely right. Okay. So according to that, Sindhu was absolutely right, because, you know, even the father believed in that if we have promised something, we should definitely complete it and we should definitely stand by our words. So it was father. And who was happy? Let me check in the extract if they've mentioned Harish mom. Yes, so it was father who was happy. We must not keep our promise. Do you feel so? It's a wrong statement. We must all keep our promise. Next, what does Sindhu's mother want her to eat before going to chapati? What was she wanting her to eat? Right, chapati. Who dropped Sindhu at school on Monday morning? Very true, her father. Who was suffering from cancer? Absolutely correct, Harish. A big smiley for your performance. Now we need to identify whether given sentence is a correct or a wrong one. True or false? Sindhu liked to eat eggs and toast. Yes, it's a true statement. Sindhu finished eating the chapatis happily and quickly. Was she happy in eating the chapatis? No, she slowly and painfully finished the chapati. So it's a false one. Sindhu wanted to have her head shaved. Yes. Harish's mother called Sindhu a wonderful girl. Absolutely correct. Harish missed his classes for 10 days. No, it was more than a month he missed his classes. Coming to the question answers. When did Sindhu agree to eat the chapatis? Now, when did she agree? She agreed to have the chapatis when her dad promised that yes, this Sunday he will go with her and get his head shaved. Sindhu's father did not like her idea. However, he agreed to it. How did Sindhu manage to get her father agree to her idea? You know, she said that yes, it is important for you to keep your promise because you promised me that you will take. And before this, she did not discuss about Harish, right? So she just convinced him that, you know, if you have made some promise, you need to fulfill it. Sindhu wanted her head shaved. Both her parents were against it, but each had a different reason for being against the idea. What were their reasons? Who do you think had a better reason? Now, you know, definitely mom and dad, they were not ready. Mom was like, that was nonsense, and how will you look once you get your head shaved? But then, you know, father was also not happy with it, but then somehow he agreed to it, right? So each had a different reason. Now, what were their reasons? The first one, the mother said that, if you are a girl, you need to have long hair, right? And who do you think had a better reason? Now, let's read if they have given the father's view, because I don't think so it was mentioned. Okay, because father said that I cannot see you without hair. He loved her daughter with those long hair only, and the mother said it was absolutely nonsense. Okay, mom, to make a promise, Sindhu said her mother shook hands with her muttered. Okay. Okay. So, the mother was angry. She said, what nonsense, you're a girl, you need to keep long hair. But the father said that, I cannot see you without hair. So, father was more genuine because, mother was like, she was trying to differentiate between a boy and a girl. But the father was genuine enough and he said that, you look so pretty with long hair. So, he'll feel bad if she gets her head shaved. So, father's reason was more genuine. Okay. Now, we've done this. Yes. The next slide. Okay. Why did Sindhu want to shave her head? Now, why did she want to shave her head? Was it due to some fashion or some style? No. Sindhu's classmate was Harish, who was suffering from cancer, and due to treatment, he lost all his hair. So he was not comfortable coming to a school, and he already missed classes for more than a month. So just to make him comfortable, just to look like him, Sindhu promised, and she decided to shave her head. So it was just because of her friend. So that was all about the story we've read about Sindhu, and I hope you all liked the story. It was really a touching story. You too should help your friends. You too should be sensitive enough, right? And one should keep their promise. So read the story once again, go through the exercise. See you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Happy learning.